You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Tuesday, July the 21st, 2020. The Mariners and Orioles played each other, and the Orioles were looking to snap a losing streak. They had the lead going into the top of the ninth inning, but the Mariners struck for 3 runs, and instead of being down 1, they were now up 2, and they ended up winning after the Orioles went scoreless in the bottom of the ninth inning. Brennan ended up getting the win. Michael Givens blew the save and got the loss, and Matt McGill turned around and picked up the save for the Mariners. He now has 24 on the year. The Angels and Yankees played each other. Clark Schmidt made his Major League debut in this game, and despite pitching 6 2/3 scoreless innings, the Yankees didn't score until the 7th, and Chad Green was on the mound when the Yankees scored and took the lead, so Chad Green got credited with the win. Dylan Bundy pitched 6 2/3 innings as well, but he gave up 2 earned runs in his start. He ended up getting the loss in this one, his 4th of the year. And Aroldis Chapman earned the save, his 21st of the season. The Yankees won 3-0. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox played each other in an AL East matchup, and despite the Red Sox out-hitting the Blue Jays 11-7, the Blue Jays outscored the Red Sox 8-4. The Blue Jays struck first with 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning. The Red Sox put up a run in the top of the second, but then in the bottom of the third, the Blue Jays put up 4 more, and they didn't lose the lead after that point. Trent Thornton got the win, and Brian Johnson got the loss. Interleague play in a close game between the Braves and the Athletics. 2-1 was the final score of this game. The Athletics out-hit the Braves 5-4, but the Braves won by 1 run. The Braves scored both of their runs in the top of the 6th inning. The Athletics got 1 in the 8th, but failed to score in the 9th inning, and they lost by a run. Cole Hamels got the win. Chris Bassett got his first loss of the season, and Will Smith is now up to 31 saves on the year with the Braves. The Rays played the Royals in what turned out to be a close game. 7-6 was the final score. The Rays put up a much-needed insurance run in the top of the 9th inning because the Royals would have tied the game if they hadn't put up that run. But the Royals scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th inning, scored 6 in total, but failed to reach 7, which the Rays had, so the Royals ended up losing. Brendan McKay got the win, and Colin Poche earned his 3rd save of the season in this one. AL Central Baseball, and it was a blowout. The Indians beat the Tigers by a 9-1 final score. Aaron Savali got the win, Jordan Zimmerman got the loss, and Danny Altavilla, in his first appearance with the Indians this season, earned the save. AL West Baseball between the Rangers and the Astros, and the Rangers won this game after an extra inning was played. 6-5 was the final score. It was an even matchup. Each team had 8 hits. The Rangers had a glaring 3 errors in this game, but still managed to win. It was tied going into the 9th. The Astros took the lead 5-4. Then the Rangers tied the game up in the bottom of the 9th, made it a 5-5 game. It went to the 10th. The Astros went scoreless in the top of the 10th inning, and then the Rangers put up 1 in the bottom of the 10th inning to walk it off. Nick Goody got the win, and Austin Pruitt got the loss. NL East baseball between the Phillies and the Nationals. The Phillies won this game by a 5-4 final score, and they scored at the ends of this game. They scored 3 in the first and 2 in the 8th. The Nationals put up a bunch of 1s, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th, but could not total 5 or more, and they ended up losing this one. Deolis Guerra got the win, Will Harris got the loss, and Hector Neris now has 23 saves this season. The Battle of Chicago saw the Cubs win this game, 6-3. The final score. The Cubs got all 6 of their runs in the first 3 innings. The White Sox didn't score until the last 2 innings. They got a run in the 8th and 2 in the 9th, but they fell short 3 runs. Tyler Chatwood got the win, Michael Kopech got the loss, and Craig Kimbrell now has 35 saves this season. The Giants and Cardinals played each other in a close game, and the Cardinals ended up coming back in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game, sending it to extras. It went up until 12 innings. Then the Cardinals walked it off in the bottom of the 12th inning. Andrew Miller got the win, and Danny Jimenez got the loss. The Padres and Pirates played each other, and the Padres won by a 6-2 final score. The Pirates struck first. They got 2 runs, 1 in the first and 1 in the 3rd. Then the Padres started scoring in the 4th. The Padres got 2 in the 4th inning, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 8th, total 6 runs. The Pirates fell short by 4, though each team had 9 hits in this game. Cal Quantrill got the win, and Robbie Erlin got the loss against his former team. The Mets and Reds played each other. 10-5 was the final score of this game. The Reds came out on top. Jose De Leon got the win, and Michael Wacha got the loss. The Reds won this game largely in part to a 7-run 6th inning. The Twins and Diamondbacks played each other interleague play, and the Diamondbacks came out on top 8-2 was the final score. There was some early offense from both teams, but the Twins had a 7-6 lead going into the bottom of the 9th inning. And Tyler Duffy ended up blowing the save, giving up 2 runs, allowing the Diamondbacks to walk it off. Steven Crichton got the win, and Tyler Duffy, who blew the save, also got hit with the loss, his 3rd of the season. The Marlins and Rockies played each other. The Rockies won by a 6-2 final score. Shane Baz, in his Major League debut, got the win against the Marlins. And Jose Urena got the loss in this one. The Rockies won by 4 runs, and each team scored in that 4th and 5th inning block. The Rockies got 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Marlins responded with a 2-run top of the 5th to tie the game, and then the Rockies struck for 4 in the bottom of the 5th inning, and past that point, no team scored. And the Brewers beat the Dodgers. 5-1 was the final score of this game, though both teams had 6 hits. The Brewers got 2 runs at the top of the 3rd and 3 runs at the top of the 7th. Meanwhile, the Dodgers scored their first and only run in the bottom of the 7th. Adrian Hauser got the win, and David Price got the loss. Let's take a look at standings now, starting in the American League East. The New York Yankees are 61-39. They won today. They've now won 4 in a row. They beat the Angels. The Blue Jays also won today, so they remain 5 games back of the Yankees. They have a 57-45 record. The Red Sox lost today. They're 51-50, 10.5 games back. The Rays have gotten hot recently. They're back to a .500 winning percentage now. 51-51 is their record. They're 11 games back. They've won 6 games in a row. The same cannot be said for the Orioles, who have certainly gotten cold recently. They're 40-62, 22 games back. They've lost 5 games in a row. They've also lost 8 of their last 10. They're still in last place in this division. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins lost their 30th game of the season today. They lost to the Diamondbacks, though they still lead this division, and they lead by a large margin. The White Sox lost to the Cubs today. The White Sox could not capitalize on the Twins losing, so they remain 14 games back. They're 58-43. The Indians, however, won today, so they're 55-46 now, 17 games back of the Twins for first place. The Tigers 42-59. They're 30 games back. They lost today. And the Royals are 33-69, 39.5 games back. They've lost 5 games in a row. They've lost 8 of their last 10. They're still in last place in the Central. And in the West, the Athletics still in the lead. They're 61-40. The Astros are 58-42. The Astros and the Athletics lost today, so the Astros not able to gain ground on the A's. The Astros still 2.5 games back of the A's. The Angels have lost 3 games in a row. They're 46-55, 15 games back, still in 3rd. The Rangers are 41-61, 20.5 games back. They won today, and the Mariners also won today. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're 40-63, 22 games back of the division lead. And here are the wildcard standings in the AL. The Astros still have the top spot, and the White Sox still trail by a half game. Both these teams lost today. The Blue Jays won, so they inch a bit closer. The Blue Jays are 57-45, 1.5 games back of one of the wild card spots. The Indians are 55-46, 3 games back of a wild card spot. The Red Sox still in contention, but falling further back with their recent losses. They're 51-50, 7 games back. The Rays have reached a .500 winning percentage after going on a 6-game winning streak. They're 51-51. 7.5 games back of the White Sox for that second wildcard spot. Every other American League team has a winning percentage under .500 and is at least 12 games back of that second wildcard spot. In the National League East, the Washington Nationals still lead. They're 58-44, but they lost today. They've lost 2 in a row now, and that's allowed the Braves and the Marlins to catch up to them. Braves won today. They're 54-47, 3.5 games back. The Marlins lost today. They're also 54-47, but they're now tied with the Braves for second. Same amount of games back, 3.5. The Phillies have won 3 games in a row. They're 47-54, 10.5 games back. And the Mets are 44-56, 13 games back, still in last place. They've also lost 8 of their last 10. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals won today. They're 59-43, and they're 1 win away from 60. The Cubs are 52-49, maintaining a winning percentage over .500. They're 6.5 games back of the first place Cardinals. The Brewers are 48-52. They're 10 games back. The Reds are 42-58, 16 games back. And the Pirates still have yet to reach 40 wins. They have the worst record in the National League. They've also lost their last 4 games. 36-64 is their overall record, and they're 22 games back of the Cardinals for first place. And in the National League West, the Los Angeles Dodgers lost today to the Brewers. They're 68-34, though they still lead this division. The Diamondbacks are 54-47. They beat the Twins today. They're 13.5 games back. The Padres tied with the Diamondbacks with a 54-47 record. The Padres also won today. They're on a 6-game winning streak. They're also 13.5 games back. The Rockies are 43-58. They won today against the Marlins. They're 24.5 games back. And the Giants are still in last place. They have yet to reach 40 wins. They've lost 3 games in a row. They're 38-63, 29.5 games back in first place. And here are the wildcard standings in the National League. It's a 4-way tie for the top wildcard spot. The Padres from the NL West, the Braves from the NL East, the Diamondbacks from the NL West, and the Marlins from the NL East. They all have a 54-47 record, and they all qualify for the top wildcard spot. Then you have the Cubs still in contention. They have a 52-49 record. They're 2 games back of one of those wildcard spots. Whether it's the first one or the second one doesn't matter at this point because there's a 4-way tie for the first wildcard spot. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 5.5 games back of one of those wildcard spots. Let's take a look at league leaders now, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. Miguel Cabrera still has the highest. He has a 350. JD Martinez, the second highest at a 333. And Francisco Lindor, third highest at a 329. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 349. Christian Yelich, second highest at a 346. And Corey Seager, third highest at a 342. Hits leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has 136. Miguel Andujar has 134. And JD Martinez is at 133. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 145. Marcus Semien at 130, and Paul Goldschmidt at 128. At bat leaders in the American League, Jose Abreu has 414, Whit Merrifield has 409, Miguel Andujar at 408. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has 424, Marcus Semien 414, and Ozzie Albies 403. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has 37, Jose Abreu is at 34, and Whit Merrifield at 31. In the National League, Jonathan Villar has 42, Christian Yelich is at 35, and Trey Turner rounds up the top 3 with 29. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 7, Jose Altuve second most with 6, Adam Eaton, Whit Merrifield, Stephen Piscotty, and Byron Buxton all tied with the third most, and they all have 5. In the National League, Jonathan Villar up 1, he's at 13 triples now. Victor Robles and Hunter Pence have the second most in the NL with 7. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has 35, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has the second most with 29, and Franmil Reyes, Nelson Cruz, Chris Davis, JD Martinez, and Gleyber Torres all have 28. They're all tied for the third most home runs in the AL. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. and Paul Goldschmidt are tied with the most home runs. They each have 36. Pete Alonso rounds out the top 3 with 29. RBI leaders in the American League, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. has the most with 90, 5 behind him, Chris Davis with 85, and Nelson Cruz rounds out the top 3 with 81. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 96, Freddie Freeman has the second most with 78, and Ronald Acuna Jr. the third most with 77. Runs scored leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the most with 76. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. has the most with 85. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith has the most with 23, Adalberto Mondesi the second most with 22, and D. Gordon the third most with 21. In the National League, Starling Marte leads with 33, Trey Turner second best with 32, and Jonathan Villar third best with 27. Walks leaders in the American League, Rhys Hoskins leads with 64. In the National League, Mookie Betts leads with 71. On base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has the highest at a 421, Alex Bregman 10 points behind him with a 411, and Chris Davis the third highest at a 408. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the highest at a 447, Christian Yelich second highest at a 446, and Ronald Acuna Jr. rounds out the top 3 with a 425. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Max Kepler has the highest at a 633, Justin Upton the second highest at a 619, and Josh Donaldson third highest at a 614. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 733, Paul Goldschmidt behind him with a 717, and Christian Yelich third with a 673. On base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, JD Martinez has the highest at a 1.020. Josh Donaldson second highest at a 1.019. And Max Kepler third highest at a 1.012. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 1.164. Ronald Acuna Jr. at a 1.158. And Christian Yelich is at a 1.119. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League. Kenta Maeda has the most wins with 12. Jake Odorizzi, Jordan Montgomery, Lucas Giolito, and Hyunjin Ryu all tied for the second most wins with 11. In the National League, Walker Buehler has 14. Steven Strasburg with 12. Jack Flaherty, Madison Bumgarner, and David Price all tied for third best with 10. Losses leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda, now the only one left in baseball among pitchers to qualify who is undefeated on the mound this season. Chris Bassett got his first loss of the year today against the Braves. In the National League, Steven Strasburg and Walker Buehler are tied for the least amount of losses in the NL with 2 among pitchers to qualify. Saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendricks and Brad Hand tied at the top with 33, and Roberto Ozuna close to the top. He's one behind those two with 32 saves. In the National League, Craig Kimbrell leads with 35. Kirby Yates and Giovanni Gallegos tied for the second most saves with 33. ERA leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 2.32, Kenta Maeda the second lowest at a 2.35, and Aaron Savali third lowest with a 2.57. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with a 2.13, Marcus Stroman the second best at a 2.23, and Steven Strasburg third best at a 2.50. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda is allowed the least amount with 9. In the National League, Marcus Stroman's allowed the least amount with 7. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has shut out 4 games this year, Garrett Cole 3, Jake Odorizzi 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has shut out 5 games this year, Merrill Kelly, Sandy Alcantara, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, and Walker Buehler have all thrown 2 complete game shutouts this season. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole leads with 166, Lucas Giolito at 153, and Jake Odorizzi rounds out the top 3 with 148. In the National League, Steven Strasburg has 166, Clayton Kershaw is at 154. Aaron Nola and Walker Buehler tied for the third most with 148. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has thrown 4, Garrett Cole 3, Jake Odorizzi and Aaron Savali each have 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has thrown 5 complete games this year. Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler tied for the second most with 3. Innings pitched leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has 142. Aaron Nola in the National League has 141. Walks allowed among American League pitchers, Masahiro Tanaka has allowed 23, which is the least among American League pitchers. In the National League, Brett Anderson's allowed 26, which is the least amount among NL pitchers. Whip leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has the lowest at a 104, Masahiro Tanaka's at a 109, as is Hyunjin Ryu. In the National League, Jacob deGrom is a 104, Steven Strasburg's at a 106, and Mike Soroka is at a 108, the third lowest among NL pitchers. And pitching war leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi is at a 3.7, Masahiro Tanaka's at a 3.3, and Shane Bieber's at a 2.8. In the National League, Jacob deGrom's at a 3.8, Aaron Nola at a 3.5, and Walker Buehler's at a 3.4. Batting war leaders in the American League, DJ LeMahieu is at a 5.8, Francisco Lindor is at a 5.7, and Yohan Moncada third best with a 5.6. And in the National League, Christian Yelich is at the top with a 6.9, Jonathan Villar second highest with a 6.3, Marcus Semien slightly lower than Villar's, but he also has a 6.3, and he's the third best on this leaderboard. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Tuesday, July the 21st, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.